You mentioned that oligarchs, maybe many of them, their needs, they work, they always behave out of greed. How do you perceive the role of oligarchs in the society, and what changes would you like to see in their influence over economic and political systems? I know you had touched on that, but just a quick one.
Well, one of the problems with hierarchical systems is their inefficiency because they're about control, they're not about productivity. Because if we don't play ball with the elite who have access to credit, the credit markets gradually shut down because labor is getting too organized or this or that, got to try to overthrow the capital and various things along those lines. I mean, at least to my view, I think I've mentioned before that January 6th reminded me of the business plot of, I think it's 1933. I totally recommend people Google that. So the problem with oligarchy and hierarchies in general is that they are fundamentally a supremacist concept. They might dress it up between these various concepts, but ultimately, our betters simply know better. And who are we to challenge the rich people that run our system? They're our protectors from those other people that are oh so bad because they have the exact same qualities that make our systems corrupt.
Yeah.
Maybe they draw the line differently, but ultimately, when push comes to shove, our within the United States are willing to say this kind of genocide is bad, and this kind of genocide I'll redefine so it doesn't apply.
Yeah.
And that is fundamentally saying my hierarchy is good, their hierarchy is genocide, even though ultimately you're facilitating genocide in both cases. And when they commit genocide, it's not the billionaire class, it's not the top percentile of society that's usually being slaughtered. They constantly go back to like the French Revolution. It's like the French Revolution because it was so bad. Because in history, that is a prime example of when the oligarchs feared the people.
Yeah.
In that case, it was royals, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because the first people those royals colonized was their own citizens.
Yeah.
Because they were forced under this hierarchy. They did not choose their birth. They did not say, I grant you this divine right of kings. Oh no, that came from this authority, like the Vatican in history.
Yeah.
Where the Vatican would say the holy, most holy king, whatever, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And it became kind of a royalty protection racket. But if you stepped out of line, they'd say, you're no longer a legitimate king. We're going to make it your cousin. And who has to fight that war? Once again, it's the peons or the working class. We don't call them peons anymore, or the serfs, or whatever term that society would be using. We call them the working class. Because it's far more clinical. It's like, we're not being dismissive of your place in our society. You work, but that's your class.
Yeah.
Don't get big ideas. That is ruled by oligarchs. No, it doesn't matter if they call themselves king, queen, president, or CEO. Ultimately, all these people say, no, either I'm in charge or nothing happens, or we will destroy the entire vestigial democracy or whatever you count on to live. and your children will suffer. The Federation, on the other hand, says, we are an economic project to create value through productivity, not through control. And we won't be able to snap our fingers and help everybody on day one. It's a process that we all have to work together to grow.
Yeah.
But until everyone who wants a UBI has a UBI, the Federation is not done. Until everybody has health care who wants health care, Federation isn't done. That is the difference between the hierarchical oligarch rule, which needs to have a certain amount of unemployment or suffering and poverty to threaten you with to make sure you work, versus the Federation that says, here's your base pay, here's your basic benefits, here's a roof over your head. Now let's discuss equitably what it will take for these jobs to get done with you as the working community. Ignore those billionaires for now. They can come along with us if they want. It just won't be as good for Wall Street, but it still exists. I believe in capitalism in a sense of, yes, people other than the Federation should make investments, and they can be a part of that. But if the Federation has any say in it, the economic system is democratic, and competition only exists where you have a working class that can walk away. No need to unionize if you can say, look, my family's seen to either way. If you mistreat me or abuse my dignity, I will walk, and you will not be able to find anyone to put up with your nonsense. And that is the goal of the Federation.